15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to Pilot Season, Cartoon Edition, the podcast where we go back to the very beginning and review the very first episodes of the cartoon shows that helped shape generations. Each episode, our panel dives into the pilot of a classic animated series, breaking down first impressions, unforgettable characters, iconic moments, and whether that very first episode still holds up today. In Season 1, we'll be covering legendary cartoons like He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, The Simpsons, Robotech, Robot Chicken, Thundercats, Voltron, and more. From action-packed adventures to groundbreaking comedy, we're taking it all the way back to where these animated classics began. So get ready for nostalgia, opinions, deep dives, and a whole lot of cartoon talk. And now, here are your hosts, Kinte, Renee, and Jen.
Hello, and welcome to the first episode of Pilot Season Cartoon Edition. I am one of your hosts, Kinte, all the way live from Los Angeles, California, and I'm joined by my one and only co-host, the only, Jen.
Hey everybody, how's it going? I always feel like you shouldn't say all the way live because that makes me feel like maybe I'm all the way sort of partly not alive, but I'm here in some form or fashion anyway.
All right. And joining us on our panel, and hopefully they'll become regulars on our panel, we have, we'll start off with Alan. How you doing, Alan? Tell us a little bit about yourself, brother.
I'm doing good. I am the sole creator, the artist and writer of 3 different series, a travel parody called Damn Tourist, a sci-fi book called Cosmic Force, and a comic strip series called The Figure of Speech Mangas, which I promote and sell at various conventions across California and the U.S.
Nice.
All right.
Welcome.
Comic books, that's what's up. And this gentleman, I know him very well. I changed his diapers.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
It's the one and only John. But believe me, a lot of people change mine, so it's all good. How you doing, man?
Hey, how you guys doing? Yeah, my name is John. AKA Eyesight is one of my names. I'm CEO of Eyesight Productions LLC. It's a multimedia production company. We do everything from video production, photography, VFX, game design, website design, editing, you name it. And then I pretty much do graphic design, film, photography full time, and also IT.
Wow,
that's a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
Man, between y'all two, we can get a lot done. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it.
that's a full resume.
All right.
There's a lot more, but I'm gonna keep it low key. That's only about 10-15%.
Low key or low key?
Yeah, both.
All right. So before we get started, I'll give somebody $1 if they can tell me what was the music I used as the background music for the intro.
Ooh.
It's a cartoon theme song.
Sound like Transformers.
That's right. That
Wow.
is it.
Yeah.
That is it. And that really you can make that into a really nice hip hop beat, by the way.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that was from Transformers theme song, which is so dope. That's a dope theme song.
So it's more than meets the eye and more than meets the ear, both?
Yes. All right, so for our pilot episode, I wanted to start off with He-Man for a couple of reasons. It's one of those shows that I definitely watched when I was a kid. I had the toys. I had the Grayskull Castle. I had a Battle Cat. I had Adam, a.k.a. He-Man. I had a Skeletor. Me and John's father, we used to play games. He cheated me, of course, where I had to protect the castle. And, I think we found a Barbie and she's supposed to be the queen or whatever. and we had army men, and and he would always win with these made up rules. He's 10 years older than me, my brother. But I loved He-Man when I was a kid. When the theme would come on, I would recite it, about the powers of Grayskull. I mean, I was totally into that, and I mean, I love, my favorite character was Skeletor, of course, and then my favorite good guy was Battle Cat. I love Battle Cat. For some reason, he was like everything to me. Cringer, not so much, but Battle Cat, I definitely enjoy. So it was definitely something from my childhood that I really enjoyed. There was a movie back in was it the 90s? Yeah, it was like the 90s, I want to say. Huh?
It was late 80s because I saw it.
Oh yeah, I saw it in the
like
theater
87.
with Dolph Lundgren as He-Man, and I haven't seen it in so long, so I don't know if it holds up. I liked it when I was a kid. I loved it as a kid, but I'm pretty sure, yeah. Like when I see clips of it, it doesn't look good. But
But
as a
like,
kid, it was everything. Like we were excited about it. We would have taken anything. And then also, there's going to be a movie coming out in a few weeks, a brand new one, and I'm looking forward to checking that out as well. So before we do that, this is pilot season, where we take a look at the first episode of different TV show pilots. This is the cartoon edition, so we're doing cartoons, and the name of this episode is Diamond Ray of Disappearance, which is so funny because Diamond Ray sound like a brother from the hood, like, oh, Diamond Ray,
old player,
high school player,
Yeah.
So in Diamond Ray of Disappearance, Skeletor gets control of a powerful gem called the Diamond Ray, which can make people disappear into another dimension. As he uses this to threaten Eternia and its leaders, He-Man must step up to stop Skeletor's plan and save the kingdom. It's an action-packed episode that shows the battle between good versus evil, which is the heart of the series. So I have some clips. Let's start off with the intro clip, and we'll play it. Okay. I use the steel so we won't get but it has the audio, but so we won't get dinged. All right, here we go. This is the intro.
And the masters of the universe. I am Adam, Prince of Eternia and defender of the secrets of Castle Grayskull. This is Cringer, my fearless friend. Fabulous secret powers were revealed to me the day I held aloft my magic sword and said, "By the power of Grayskull!" Cringer became the mighty Battle Cat, and I became He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. Only 3 others share this secret. Our friends, the Sorceress, Man-at-Arms, and Orko. Together we defend Castle Grayskull from the evil forces of Skeletor.
All right. So let's start off with you, Jen. What stood out to you right away about this episode, this pilot episode?
Okay, so the first thing that stands out to me as the pilot episode is that it's not the episode that is the Secrets of Castle Grayskull. Meaning, like, and I know this is sort of meta, but it's funny that this is the first episode when it seems like chronologically it should be the one where we find out that Prince Adam is He-Man. But that's a different episode.
Right. Oh yeah. Maybe I should have said that. For some reason, they aired this one first, and the fourth one is technically the first one they did. So it was kind of like this one is considered the pilot because it was the first one that aired. But
It's
the fourth
funny.
one, yeah.
I think, okay, so I got a couple of notes about this. One, I absolutely love Merman. The design and everything, it's funny, but it's so iconic. That, and also, I mean, obviously, Evelyn is Evelyn and all that, but Merman and Trapjaw are my favorite designs. And it's funny because in this episode you can already see, based on what you see later, that they are really doing the all out 80s animation with this, where everything has a place on the screen, and it looks gorgeous. Even after all these years, this animation really held up. That's my sort of initial overview. I am so excited by how well this sort of stands up to the test of time in terms of the animation itself. It still looks really good.
Yes. I do concur. Let's go to you, Alan. As an artist yourself, what stood out to you about this episode?
Yeah, I think also the design, because you look back at some cartoons like this and you think that you'll see something that doesn't really hold up, but in this case it really does, just because it's a simple, line design style, which is actually kind of the designs I like to do growing up, because I'd watched cartoons like this, so this was part of the inspiration for the way some of my art looked. So I really liked how a lot of them looked, and it was also just reminding you of some of the characters that that were introduced. I think the one I always knew the most was probably Merman. So everybody else was just I kind of remember that guy. And as they're being introduced and being brought over, they're just bringing them in. Yeah, and it was, and that was just kind of a cool moment. Just it's getting back into the things oh yeah, that's why I watch this, because it had been a long time since I had watched a lot of He-Man episodes. So it's just bringing me back.
I knew that Jen would like Merman because there was this movie,
Shape of Water.
Shape of Water.
Shape of Water. I knew
where
you were
the
that.
woman's in love with this fish dude. And so, of course, you like Merman, Jen, because she was like, I like that fish guy,
It's a running joke on this podcast. Anything that's aquatic, you can just send it over to me.
Right? Shouldn't it be like Mer Butler instead of mermaid, right? Mer Butler.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
So, what about you, John? What stood out to you about this episode?
Well, actually, when I started watching it, I was like, okay, is this going to be some super corny stuff that's going to be cringy the whole time? Mm-hmm. So, but actually, it still holds up because of that. The way that they did the color and things with the old school animation, especially the big production stuff, it holds up just because how they did it. So it's everything is like an art piece, each frame by frame. So that type of stuff, you can pause anywhere and you get a good still out of it. So yeah, the artwork, the color and everything still holds up. The voice acting is actually incredible too. Yeah. And what stand out for me, my favorite is just Skeletor. That dude is funny. Because I never really watched the show, but I knew about it, and of course I knew about Skeletor, and meme culture, they meme the hell out of Skeletor. So yeah, that is actually it was pretty good, and
and what a perfect segue. Thank you, John, because I'm gonna play a clip that kind of sets up the episode, and it features Skeletor. So here we go.
You don't recognize it, do you, Beast Man? In this box lies the lost Diamond Ray of Disappearance.
The Diamond Ray? But that makes those who see it.
I know what it does, Furface.
Furface? Hilarious.
Let me tell you, for a skeleton, Skeletor is ripped. That guy's got some muscles.
Yes, you're muted, John. Yeah, he is. He's
Oh,
pretty.
yeah.
Yeah, buff Skeletor. All right, so let's talk about the Diamond Ray of Disappearance. We'll start off with you, John. What you think about that as the kind of the thing that sets the story off? I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah, it's super funny because it's like talk about a good MacGuffin, right? But it's not a MacGuffin. But yeah, it's just it's cool because you're watching a lot of Justice League and things like that, and bunch of Marvel stuff. There's always some. That's like what now? That's like an Infinity Stone type thing, right? So it's one of those that it's way too overpowered for what it is, and you don't want to be caught in that, because then that's what I'm thinking of where it sends them, right? It sends you to another dimension, and if that's like DC's like mirror zone or Marvel's negative zone, that's just somewhere you don't want to be, right? It's like a void of just darkness and emptiness, just hell, and it's probably one of the worst things that you can do to a living being is send them to like a weird void dimension.
Yes, R.I.P. that little red lizard. R.I.P.
I know. Yeah, he didn't do nothing to nobody. He didn't deserve that, And he didn't even come back in the end when it was defeated.
No, he's living his best life someplace else. That's
I know. He might have said "F y'all." The funny part, though, I should have clipped this, is when he asked his goons, "Does anybody want to volunteer?" And they was like, "Nope."
No, you got Lions toys. Rain. Yeah, that's funny.
This is one of my favorite parts of He-Man altogether. It's the snarkiness.
So he's testing them.
That is just so. It's like there's so much in He-Man that is dripping with sarcasm, and like little kids probably wouldn't get it, but every grown-up that had to watch He-Man totally gets it. And I absolutely love that because there's something for everybody, but it just makes it watching as an adult that much more funny.
Now, let's start with you, Alan, with this question. So in this episode, we're introduced to quite a bit of characters, good and bad. Let's start off with the good guys. What is your take on some of the good guy characters, especially? We'll start off with, of course, our main character, Adams, aka He-Man, and Cringer and Battle Cat. What did you think about their characters as well as Man at Arms? What did you think about that?
Well, on top of the team dynamic you get with Man at Arms and the other heroic characters, and I found this, and this is going through my mind even like watching it as a kid, because I was also a big Superman fan. There was a lot of parallels between the two, between He-Man, Battle Cat, and all that. So there's definitely that dual identity going on. So that actually got me into it a little bit quicker. So. That was really good. I will say, of some of like the heroic characters, I did, and this is as a kid, I did actually get really wrapped up into a lot of the comic relief characters. Some that people don't really like as much. So I was a big Orko fan. So actually, when the movie came out, he wasn't in, I was upset. But
Same.
I mean, everyone like Man at Arms, his weapons are kind of cool. But yeah, I think I just like where Orko looked. Like it was just a cool design. It was like, are we going to find out like what his face looks like? And we never did.
Yeah, I think in the new movie, Idris Elba is playing Man at Arms in the movie. I think I believe he is playing him. So they blackened Man at Arms up, which is kind of funny.
On Man at Arms, real quick, he was pretty funny. I like the part where he couldn't get it to his bow or whatever that thing is. He couldn't get it to assemble properly.
Oh my God,
if I can just get it on, like that was funny because he's just too funny because then he got the jaw too, right? Wait a minute, no, I'm thinking of the jaw guy. My bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got
Lockjaw. Or what is his
yeah,
name?
there it is. I got the characters messed up.
Yeah. No, he's a
Yeah.
good character too. Yeah. What about you, Jen? What do you? What's your take on some of these characters?
Okay. So first of all, I gotta say, from a good guy standpoint, that when they're in that super long battle, that was great. I love that. I mean, I really love that. But I think maybe my favorite, like, just tongue in cheek character is got to be Ram Man.
Ram Man.
Because
What a
because
name
the
too.
because the bouncing is just like, that's your secret power, is your bouncing. Like, I don't know. But also, the character design of Stratos was amazing. I love that.
Mhm.
That was great. And whoever came up with all these concepts, they were really well thought out. I mean, other than Ram Man, which I think was maybe kind of a side thing. But I mean, honestly, they just all look really, really good. Also, in this episode in particular, I feel like they did a really good job with Tila, because
Tila, yes.
she,
I
there's
kind of had a
something
crush on Tila when I was a kid.
can't imagine why. She definitely, there's something about that presence in this episode which is really, really good. In some other episodes, Tila is so downplayed, but I really liked where she kind of was in the middle of all of these good guys. I mean, of course, Man at Arms was amazing, but there's one of the things about He-Man altogether, and you can really see it in this first episode, is there is a bevy of good guys and bad guys, and it feels like, they can reach into their quote unquote toy box and pull anyone out, and we still can have a really excellent episode, because there are just so many balances. There's so many different foils on both sides to both the good guys and the bad guys.
Yeah.
So good
No,
job.
I definitely agree. Now, Jen, let me ask you a question. Cringer. You like him as a character?
He's so cute.
Obviously, I'm more of a Battle Cat when he turns into Battle Cat. But do you like him? He's all meek, and he don't want no smoke. But then when he's zapped, then he's all of a sudden he's ready for war. So make a case for Cringer, Jen.
Okay, so the first thing that I think as an adult is, this is the first case of a cat having DID that I've ever seen. That's one. But two, okay, so Cringer, this sort of gets to the secret lore of Grayskull, right? It doesn't just change you physically, it changes everything about you. It changes your whole persona. And that, I think, is best personified with Cringer, because Battle Cat is nothing like Cringer, but Prince Adam is not necessarily so far off from He-Man that we would go, oh, that just seems impossible. So I think I see what they were trying to do. I just wish they had done it more with, like, Prince Adam being a little bit more different than He-Man, because I think the transformation is so big with Cringer and Battle Cat that it's like, obviously that power does something to you. Do you know what I mean?
Right. And what a name, like, that fits kind of now, cringe, because people use the word cringe all the time. So
yeah, that's the first thing I thought of when I heard his name, and you see how he looks. I was like, yeah, Cringer, that's perfect. That definitely holds up to today.
but he is really cute, and let's face it, he's got a whole racket going, because he is so shy and meek. He's got every single person all around him always wanting to protect him and kind of, welcome him with open arms. So he's super smart.
All right, so let's talk about the bad guys. Of course, we kind of talked about Skeletor, but then we have I'm gonna read some of the characters. We have Skeletor, of course, Beastman, Evil Lyn, Merman, Trapjaw, Triclops, Panther. We have Cobra Khan. Huh? What? There's a character called that in this?
I don't think it was in this episode.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. But Beastman, I felt like he was probably the second lead of the bad guys, which, I love that fur face put down. That always cracked me up when I was a kid. So what did you think about Beastman and Skeletor?
Are you asking me?
John. We'll start off with John.
Oh yeah. So you can tell like Beastman is like the number 2 character, right?
Right.
So it's funny too, like how Skeletor is just like that tyrant, kind of disrespectful boss. So he doesn't care. He's just gonna downplay all that, do what I say when I say it, and that's it. I don't care about y'all, you know. And then I'm gonna flee and skedaddle when it gets too hard. It's time to go, you know. So and yeah, that was funny too. Just that downplay, like they're all minions to Skeletor. So he just downplays and talks down everybody. He's a douchebag, actually, you know. But it's just perfect. It's a great bad guy.
Let me ask the panel this question: why is Skeletor the boss? I mean, is he really about that life? Like, why should they be afraid of him? Like, is he like? We'll start with you, Alan. Like, why is Skeletor the boss? Like, it's not like he's that powerful. I think they could probably take him. You know, like, what makes him the boss? Is it he's the smartest one? Is it, you know? Which doesn't say much about the rest of the crew. He's the smartest one. So, Alan, so why do you think he is the boss?
I'd say I think it's because he's the loudest. He's doing like all these insults, and I mean, there's this YouTube clip where it's just nothing but like Skeletor insults, and the one he likes calling everybody boobs. Like just incompetent boob or something like that. But at the same time, Evelyn is about on that same level, so I'm surprised that Evelyn wouldn't be the boss, because that's like the second most like intimidating of those characters. I think Skeletor is just that much louder than say like Evelyn, and I think with all those insults, I think that just kind of makes. Also, he does have the staff.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you date real quick, if you date a woman named Evelyn and she does you dirty, you have no reason to complain.
Yeah,
her name is literally telling you what she's all about.
Yeah. I have a take on Skeletor.
Okay.
Okay, so I know this isn't in the pilot episode, but later on we find out that Skeletor was the student of Hordak, and he was the most powerful warlord, and that's where Skeletor learned all of his sort of evil tricks, but also it's where he kind of got his magical the idea for all of his magical powers. And we know that one of the things that makes Skeletor the most scary, and probably why everybody is a minion to him, is because Skeletor can create his own magical weapons, and that sort of is always changing things up. So I mean, that's what I know about He-Man. Wow, you know what? Just that one explanation, I feel so dorky that I don't even know how to explain that. Wow, that was scary.
We're all nerds here, right? We're all super nerds here. So we got to be. But you know what? I was thinking the same thing you just said, because when I was watching the episode, like how Skeletor is able to summon them all back, right? Just teleport them all to where they are. So I was like, oh yeah, this guy has these crazy magic powers, right? Yeah. You know, a bunch of plot magic or whatever. So I guess that's probably why, like, he can actually if he could just teleport people like that, he should be able to teleport somebody into the sun or something, right? And that's it.
Right.
I mean, look what he did to the lizard. You know, nobody wants
that. You know, rest in peace. Rest in peace to the lizard.
I know that lizard, yeah. That lizard got done dirty for no reason.
I know. He wasn't doing nothing to nobody. He was a giant lizard, though. That was pretty big. He was pretty big. All right, so I'm going to play the clip. This is kind of like the last confrontation between He-Man and Skeletor.
Fight, you cowards! Fight!
You fight, Skeletor.
As you wish, He-Man. But now that you're close enough, look at this!
No thanks, but have a look for yourself.
No, keep it away!
The diamond's gone. Let's get out of here.
Not before I leave He-Man with something to play with.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
That was too funny.
Yeah, that rock creature was all bark, no bite. He was like he would eat like one punch and he was done. Like, you know, I was like,
Yeah, that's one thing. It's like, can anything even hurt He-Man? This guy is way too overpowered. I mean,
he looked a little
like,
scared when the rock monster came out. He looked kind of scared at first, He-Man, but then he was like, boop.
yeah, he took him out in like 2 seconds.
It was like, yeah, rest in peace to the rock monster. He was whack as hell. So yeah. So once again, Skeletor's plan had been, He-Man
Thwarted.
Thank you, thwarted the plan. So we're gonna do our scores in just a minute. We're trying to. It's gonna be the best out of 10, 1 to 10. And then what I'll try to do is we'll try to see at the end of the season which episodes got the highest scores. So, let's go to you, Jen. What do you think about He-Man's legacy? From the show that came out in the 80s, the toys, and all of that kind of stuff, to where it sits at now. Do you see it as one of the premier 80s cartoons?
Oh, definitely. I see it right up there with Transformers, and I feel the same way about He-Man that I feel about a lot of sort of 80s legacy media. It paved the way for what we know today to be some of the really creative fantasy epics. But without He-Man episodes are tropes all by themselves. So they lend themselves to all kinds of other writers coming along and borrowing a page from He-Man. And rightly so, because it was written really, really well. Not like, giant literature stuffy, but that doesn't even make sense. But there is the part about He-Man being trope centered is so important, because again, a lot of the fantasy that moved forward after He-Man all included little nods, little pieces that sort of audiences loved because they were all from He-Man. So as a legacy piece of media from the 80s and the early 90s, I don't think you don't get much better than He-Man, other than maybe Transformers.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. What about you, Alan? What about you? How do you feel like about the show's legacy?
Yeah, it's He-Man's one of those benchmark 80s cartoons. Like, it's with Transformers, with Thundercats, with G.I. Joe. I'd throw in the real Ghostbusters too. Like, when you think of 80s cartoons, you're gonna think of those like 4 or 5. He-Man's more than likely gonna be like, I'd say, the top 2, if not number 1. Someone might mention He-Man first. So I mean, the fact that getting another movie out of it, was obviously a much better movie than the one that came 80.
Yeah. All right. And what about you, John? What do you think? Now, you didn't grow up watching it, but from what you saw, could you see yourself looking at more episodes?
Actually, yeah. Because, being a big cartoon fan, and then I liked what I see. One thing, like I said earlier, obviously it's the test of time, because meme culture brought it back alive, especially 2010. And a lot of stuff I watched, a lot of YouTube guys just memeing the hell out of Skeletor, especially his laugh and all that. And so it's obviously got a legacy that lasted, in popular culture still to this day. So, and once again, like the artwork and everything, that style of artwork, especially old school animation where they drew on film and things like that, because of the characteristics of it and the style of it. Like it's like artwork that's, it's the artist's interpretation of what the design and style that they wanted. So because of that, it has like a timeless look. There were other stuff that looked like that where you can see it with their mouth and the way they speak, but that style will still work in any era. And that's what's cool about animation, actually. Like a lot of older movies, oh man, this just looks old because of the way, film techniques and all that. But animation and cartoons is just because of those artists, the whole style of it is it's stylized. So that can, go many years without getting old or dated. So yeah, I'll definitely check more stuff out.
Yeah. I really, it made me want to start watching it again. And it's been so long, and they are available on YouTube for free. So, which is pretty cool. So I believe they have the whole series. And now also they did have a Netflix version that was like a few years ago that Kevin Smith, from
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah. So
okay.
I forgot about that one. I remember a lot of people were mad at that one. I can't remember the reason why. Yeah.
I wasn't mad at it. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but it wasn't. It was a good attempt. It was a good attempt.
Yeah. Now, before we do our scores, I have a message from Adam.
In today's story, Skeletor was looking for a shortcut, a quick way to riches and power. You may know some people like that, always looking for the quick way to get ahead of everybody else. Well, it doesn't work that way. The people who succeed are the ones who work for what they want. So don't be fooled by those who say they have a sure thing. There's always a catch to it. Don't sell yourself short. The right way is the best way. Until later.
Bars.
I know, right?
I loved those. Those were great.
That's one to grow on, for sure.
Honestly, it's low-key like a proverb in a way. That's something, man. That's what I liked about the old stuff. They were doing stuff like that to make sure you had a little message for the kids. And it's just right in your face, breaking the fourth wall. But it's perfect. And that one was good because a lot of those can be corny. But that one, and it actually holds with me because, I bust my ass for stuff, and then there's no shortcuts to nothing. No, all of this, everything we do, right, with you, Alan, all of the characters you design, right, everything you've done with your comics and all of that. I know you've been at this stuff for years, right? And it's just blood, sweat, and tears getting stuff out. Same with you, Kinte, all the stuff you've been doing on the podcast. This is years. When I was little, I remember all of the stuff you were doing. So there's no shortcut to nothing. Right. And that's just not how he said it perfectly. He's like, yeah, that's not how it works. There's some catch to it. Normally, if they say, what is something I used to know? If it's anything that promises high reward or in a short amount of time, is normally a scam.
Right.
You avoid it.
Well, one thing, unfortunately, though, I got to call him out. He does have a shortcut because he just pulls out that sword and now he can kick butt. So he kind of was full of it.
but
give me a sword and then I can kick ass too, right?
Yeah, he got that affinity
he's
stone.
The chosen one, though. The chosen one always gets the easy way out. He's, main character syndrome is a thing.
Right. And since Skeletor is always looking for a shortcut, do you think he's on steroids? Is that how he got so buff?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. He's taking some kind of Necronomicon steroids or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's on that old school Ozempic.
Oh, man. All right. That's good. That was a good one. Right. So I'm going to, all right. So we're going to give our scores. And John, you get to go first. Out of 10, what do you give it?
A little difficult. That's something I need to take a little longer to do properly. But just off the top of my head, I want to have like a good criteria and all of that. But honestly, just going from the top, what I've seen, I enjoyed everything. Overall, does it need to be a straight even whole number, or can I add like points or whatever?
Yeah, you can do that.
All right, so honestly, I'll give like 7.6.
Oh, 0.6.
Yeah.
All right. 7.6. That's different. What about you, Alan? What's your score?
I would give it a 7. I think it was overall a good episode. I know like most like 80s episodes, like they may or may not have like a full origin because things are explained afterwards. I did like the villains meeting for the first time. At least,
Right.
like coming in and like, oh, here's where they're coming, because normally I'm used to being like kind of like just dropped in. So I did like that part of it.
What about you, Jen?
I gave He-Man a 8.9.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I am a huge He-Man fan, and like I said, He-Man's got some deep roots in even modern day animation and storytelling. So I am so here for it.
All right, and I give it I give it a solid 8. I think that I really enjoyed it. The characters are great. Skeletor, he raises the bar. He's such a scene stealer. And Orko, I love when he turns dudes Triclops or whatever. I know I'm saying.
Oh, he turns his head.
Yeah, that is hilarious.
That was good.
That was pretty good. So So, all right. So once again, John gives it 7.6. Alan gives it a 7. Jen 8.9, and I give it an 8. So what we'll do is we will each episode for our panelists, we'll tally up the scores, and we'll see what show gets the highest, and they'll be the winner of the season. So,
Nice.
Yeah. All right. So just so people know, next week we'll be back for an all-new episode, and we'll be covering the TV show Robotech. Robotech was a show that John's father, my brother, got me onto when I was a kid, and I adored this show. It's technically an anime. It's a Japanese anime, but it's the Americanized version of it, and it's definitely different than most cartoons that came on, because you had characters die. You had love triangles and all kind of stuff that really you didn't see. And I remember like the first time a character died on the show, and because you're used to G.I. Joe, when when they get shot they parachute out, right? Where in that show, like I mean, it wasn't like it wasn't bloody like every week somebody's getting murdered, but it was definitely different. And so that one will be next week, Robotech. And so let's start off once again with you, Alan. What do you have coming up that we can check out?
So I have 2 events coming up next month. I have Free Comic Book Day at Santa Monica Comics Company. That's from 11 to 4 p.m. And I'll be signing purchased copies of my Damn Tourist series. I'll be doing free sketches, and I have a live version of my Mongoose Mondays illustration game that I do on social media. I also have an appearance at Anacon. That's at Anaheim Central Library, a little comic convention at their local library. That's Saturday, May 16th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And I'll also be selling Damn Tourists there as well, which I also have my new 7th issue of Damn Tourists, where they go to the Sturgis Biker Rally in South Dakota, as well as a lot of other places, and just wreak unintentional havoc. So that's what I'll be doing for next month.
And you know what? I'm gonna try to connect with you. Definitely Anaheim, but also you said Santa Monica, right? Which is even
Santa
closer
Monica.
to you.
Yeah, Santa Monica Comics Company. It should near Santa Monica and Bundy. That's where the shop is, around that area.
Oh, okay, cool. So that's Brentwood or Santa Monica? No, that's Santa Monica. That is Santa Monica.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
that's
You get
Santa Monica.
into some, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And what about you, John? What do you have coming up?
Oh well, really, nothing like nothing coming out besides the stuff I do for work. But if you guys want to check something out, you guys can go on Tubi and Amazon Prime and check Amazon Prime Video, and you can check out the docu series, like interview documentary series. Take It to the West Side. It's a 6-part docu series, and it's about musicians, rappers from the West Coast, California area. So my dad is one of the hosts in it, and we put a lot of effort into it. And I say that's the biggest thing I've ever did. So came out a few years, but yeah, as you guys could check it out for free on Tubi. And yeah, there you go.
And
Nice.
I have such a sense of pride. Anything that my nephew does, as he knows, I love him dearly. And and that project was excellent, and you actually was able to direct my brother into doing a great job. So kudos on that as well. I was so proud of my bro too, and both of you guys. So yeah, you guys definitely check that out. Some great interviews with there as well, and hopefully it comes back. Is there any chance of that coming back?
Yeah. Since I'm in NorCal right now, I was talking to Rayford Berryman. He's the director and the producer of the series.
Diamond Ray.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
Yeah, Diamond Ray. Yeah, Diamond Ray. There it is. They stole his name, man. But yeah. So he's actually out of Vegas right now. So yeah, we're talking about doing some stuff, and then even I was saying there's a lot of. I just only been in the NorCal for about a little over a year, and the culture here is different than LA, so it's actually kind of cool. Like it's similar but different, especially with the music. So there's a whole bunch of people, up here. So I was like, man, I could do season 2 with like NorCal Bay Area rappers, which is something we're thinking about, but nothing right now. But yeah, we got other little stuff in the works.
If you ever do the hieroglyphics, I will. I'm a crash your set.
Oh, you already know. Yeah. And just saying real quick, since Kinte mentioned, well, Uncle Kinte, that's what I call him. It's feel weird to call him by his first name, out of respect. But yeah, a lot of this stuff that I even do with the art and video and all of that, most of it is because of him specifically. A lot of the hip hop, especially the underground stuff, that was because of the exposure I got from Kinte, especially with video production, just nerd stuff in general. My father too, but a lot of the computer tech stuff, it was Uncle Kinte. So, and I just kept going and took this stuff really far and just still keep doing stuff. So yeah.
And as I said, I'm very, very proud. Oh, Jen will appreciate this. Remember we had like a hip hop beat for our Hell on Wheels show, Jen?
Yeah.
John was the one that produced that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah, that was good. Everybody loved that one. That got me a lot of little play on SoundCloud and stuff. So yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. So Jen, anything that we got set up? I mean, I know we're doing From as well.
We are doing From usually every Sunday night after the episode airs, or that Monday, as the case may be. Also, just as sort of a side note, because I am such a anti-social media person, I did decide to relaunch Movies Make the Meal. So it's not done yet, but I've got so much content for that site that I decided to relaunch it. On top of that, thank you, Kinte, so much for having this podcast. I am going to go reevaluate my life right now and really think about how nerdy I actually am.
That's a part of it. We got to be nerds to be on a podcast talking about anime. I mean, and then think about it. And Alan, right? He makes comic books. Like come on, we're all like nerds. I mean, look all this stuff around me. Like that's my character I made right here. Like, we got to be nerds, right? Like, you know. And actually, Alan, I want to talk to you, get your feedback on them a little later, if you don't mind. But yeah, look, it's be proud to be a nerd. You know, just don't be like a weird nerd, because like.
You know,
yeah, it's not wrong with being a nerd, for real.
You can do a segment, Jen, where you do a meal attached to whichever cartoon we're doing.
Hey, that actually might be really good idea. That would be a really good idea. I will seriously think about that.
All right. So we do have an outro to the show, so I'm asking the panelists to stay on. Just hold on until it's over, and we'll catch you next time. Here we go.
Thanks for listening to Pilot Season, Cartoon Edition, where we go back to the beginning and revisit the first episodes that launched some of television's most unforgettable cartoons. Be sure to join us for episode 2, when we take on Robotech in its debut episode, Booby Trap, originally aired on March 4, 1985. In this opening chapter, Earth stands on the edge of war as the mysterious alien ship known as the SDF-1 becomes the center of a global crisis. On the day the massive vessel is set to launch, an alien attack forces humanity into battle before they are truly prepared. As chaos erupts, young civilians Rick Hunter and Lin Minmay find themselves caught in the middle of the assault, while the crew aboard the SDF-1 is pushed into a desperate fight for survival. What begins as a ceremonial moment quickly becomes a life-or-death struggle that sets the stage for an epic sci-fi saga. It's action, danger, giant mecha, and the beginning of one of the most ambitious animated stories of its era. So don't miss episode 2 of Pilot Season, Cartoon Edition. Until next time, keep watching those first episodes, keep celebrating cartoon history, and keep it locked right here on Pilot Season, Cartoon Edition.